So one small break here. I don't think Eric's going to move back into the seat. Don't they have to get up in just a moment, and then we will do the giveaway and start up.
No, let y'all out.
Oh my God. Balancing everything here. God, is it zoo here? I haven't seen what anyone said in chat because I covered it up. So, man, yeah, we've got to figure out a better seating thing. I have the bladder of a child. Okay, we're gonna do the giveaway, and then we'll get going on that.
Are you two gonna stay in here, or do you want to have Jason jump in?
I can stay in here.
Cool.
I think we're just gonna roll through.
Good.
I was thinking a giveaway on Twitter.
Love it.
Easier than doing it Discord.
Vision, whoever it is, follows.
Yep. That's why the rules are follow us at RT.
Yeah. All right. I'll tell them to kick off the next round.
Great. I'm just gonna.
All right, folks. Next round. We're going to get happy. We are now 1 hour behind.
We're only an hour behind. Amazing. Already, come on.
All right, what are we doing for the giveaway?
We're doing it on Twitter.
Okay, cool, good. You got it.
I got it covered.
You got it. Good. All right.
One of these days, we're gonna die stepping over these cords.
Yeah, one of these days.
But not today.
Not today, Death. Not today.
What do we say? The gods of VRD. Did he say the new purpose?
No, the OG.
Okay, I was like,
yeah,
what?
I'm not saying that it's the best choices, but it is a choice.
TI-83 graphic calculator. Thank you for the follow. We love it.
And as I said, we would figure out hashtag, what is Vince doing? Now we know.
Alrighty, so folks, we promised we were going to do a giveaway, and that something happened here. Hang on. No. What? No. But
That seems right.
we gotta. Oh. What?
Oh, I scrolled earlier. Did I? No, maybe I didn't.
Oh, I see. There we go.
I scrolled earlier to scroll up and look, so we just need to scroll back down.
Yeah, we'll scroll back down.
Okay. Pardon, folks. I'm gonna munch a little pizza here. This is not had my lunch break yet here.
No worries. So we said we were going to do a giveaway, and that is true. However, instead of doing it in Discord, where are we? Twitch, because Twitch is not good for giveaways. We're doing it on Twitter. So here's what I did. I put a tweet on the STLVRD Twitter. So let me go ahead and link that in the chat here. So, here's how we're going to do this giveaway. If you want to win the Revised Demonic Tutor and the Rowan Penny Arcade pin, follow us at twitter.com/STLVRD and retweet our most recent tweet, which has a picture of those things. And I'll be picking a winner on Twitter from the people who follow us and retweet that tweet. So that way, we'll be able to follow you, get your information and all that good stuff so that we can ship things out next week.
All right, so we are starting with pack three-ish. Pack 3, quote unquote.
Pick
I'm
31,
Stephen
yeah.
Hagen at SPHagen, HAGAN on Twitter. And this is not Vince.
Nope, I'm not. Oh, I gotta fix that. I'm not Vince at all. I'm Eric. I'm Eric Levine at Raging Levine on Twitter. And I have fixed that. Naveen picking up bribery, which is an interesting response to some of the big creatures that we've seen so far.
Man, I'll tell you what, Caterberg hosed me with bribery in VRD 3.
Bribery's sweet. It's a great card.
I don't remember what he took, but it was brutal.
Yeah, and City of Traders for Kyle, I think that makes sense for his deck. He's trying to do big stuff. It could have also gone in Naveen's deck, but Kyle picking it up here. He's looking to do big stuff. I know we can only show some of the cards that have been drafted so far. I'll actually scroll back up a little bit. But to see all of the cards, go ahead and get in the chat and type !VRD5, and you'll see everything that's been drafted so far. What's that?
Is it? Hopefully it's fixed.
I think I heard reports that it was fixed during the last set of picks, so I think we should be good. So, what do you want to see picked that we haven't seen yet? What are some cards that you want to see picked that just haven't shown up? Because the unsubstantiate made me think of Venser, the two blue Venser.
I want to see Dovin Hand of Control.
Dovin Hand of Control, great card.
I mean, we know we're going to see the big mana payoffs for Kyle.
Yep.
I want... You know what I want to see out of John Ryan? I want to see Goblin Engineer.
Great card, Goblin Engineer. Let's pull that up.
I want to see, like, Engineer, maybe Welder, something like that out there to, rebuy, get himself set up. He's got the... Especially because he's got the little mana rocks to go with it. Can't hit one of those.
You got it. I think we could see a Welder Mindslaver type of thing go on at some point. I think we could see Goblin Engineer happen. I'm also waiting for Thopter Sword out of Naveen.
Right. Yeah.
Divest. So Elaine going deep on discard.
Divest. That's deep cut.
Yep. Not Divert, which I've cast against Elaine to win the game, but Divest. Take an artifact or creature. Good reaction.
Oh, Brandon. That's
Oh, Brandon. Okay.
Brandon's got the mana for this, right? Like
Yes.
Especially when he grabs the orb, he can go infinite.
Yep. And this is a kill. This is a kill with that.
It's a kill. It's just almost impossible to stop once it gets going, right? Like the problem with this card is I hate this card's design. Actually, I agree with Pleasant Kenobi online, right, where he says cards like this he hates the design because there's literally no downside, right? If this resolves, even if they kill it immediately, you're still going to take 4 damage. Even if it's not what they want. But I think this also is big because I think Robert wanted this.
Yes.
Right? Or Shelley wanted this, right? I don't know. I mean, Shelley has enough hate there that maybe not, but it felt like Shelley wanted to go into that on the side in that combo.
I'm being told that the people want to see more than 70% of your face in the frame. There you go. Look at that. It's okay. I'm not contagious or sick.
Otherwise, now you're just going to see me eat pizza, though, so I'll lean in or not.
Lean in and out. Treachery for Dan. Great card.
Free control magic is good.
Not Agent of Treachery.
Also
not
a great card.
Azamuki Treachery Incarnate, but Treachery, the old classic.
Right.
Meanwhile, Shelley picking up Leon and Relic Warder.
It's just O-Ring for artifacts, right?
It's a creature that is O-Ring for artifacts or enchantments.
Okay.
A solid card for him, and a solid card for VRD if you're really needing a creature to do that effect, but, sometimes you just need to destroy stuff. Vince picking up Cabal Ritual and Dark Ritual. Making a little bit of a statement by picking Cabal over Dark Ritual, but nonetheless.
So, Shelley's deck, does he have any green creatures?
He has...
I mean, he's got green mana, because he's got the green Mox, and he's
no green creatures.
I don't think he has any green creatures.
He has 0 green creatures that I know of.
Interesting.
What? Oh, no, he has Manglehorn. Excuse me. He has Manglehorn. You also have Pizza and Solidarity. Nice.
So we got Imperial Recruiter, which of course just gets Kiki Jiki.
Getting Kiki Jiki, getting Deceiver Exarch, getting Pestermite.
It's power, so it does.
It's power 2 or less.
The other, Shelley has the butt.
The Recruiter, which is the other.
Which is not as good because there's a lot of weird 3 butts that you don't want to a lot of I want to get Gonti and I can't with Imperial Recruiter.
Yep. Yeah, Recruiter the Guard will not get you a Gonti.
Dryad Militant, there we go.
Yeah. Dryad Militant, okay. So Shelley has figured out that's the card he needs. Knight's Whisper does get picked sometime eventually. That's a good card that we might see later. Brandon picking up Scroll Rack, looking to shuffle away some bad cards with his fetch lands. It's a solid choice. He could also use that to change what's on top with his Courser of Krufix and then play a land off the top. That's it's one way to do it. Although
I still want to see someone Scroll Rack Kefnet with a time walk.
Oh, geez, yeah, that's dirty. Fortunately for all of us, those cards are split up today. Dan's got that time walk, but he's going to try to record infinitely with Soulfire Grandmaster. Solid 6 mana win the game.
Another Signet. I think Signets can go later. I mean, they're all needed cards.
I mean,
no one else. So in VRD 2, Signets went pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
In VRD 3, I don't think hardly any Signets went at all, or 4.
Yes.
Right? Like
but
you and I were both in the artifact 3-card artifacts, so we were going for Signets, but they didn't really go in 3 or 4. I don't think. Blyden might have had a few in 3 with his artifact deck.
Yeah,
but
the thing is, there's only so much later, right? Like, but at this point,
you only have so much room.
Yeah, you only have so much room. You can pick up some sideboard cards that are going to be more contested, and then pick up cards like Azorius Signet later. So I think that's a little bit of a leak here, right? I don't think we need Azorius.
Well, especially when he's already got Instant Signet and Talisman of Creativity, right?
Yeah, he's got 2.
I mean, how many Signets are you going to run in a 40-card deck? And that's where, like, I think this format...
we're maxed out in his deck at this point.
I've said this before, and I still think I'm right. Like, this format plays a little closer to, like, high-end EDH than it does to Vintage.
Yes.
But in that same way, if you go down that mindset where you're a high-end EDH player, it's really easy to get in that trap of, I want all of these mana rocks, or I want all of these things because they can be main deck.
When in reality, the format is not that slow. And you only have 40 slots.
And enjoy the 40 slots.
He doesn't have enough tinker stuff. Okay.
Right, I mean, they are solid for that. I do.
Okay, that's a good point.
You're probably good there. But he does have, like, the 2 lanes, right? He's got Great Furnace and...
he has Great Furnace, he has
Seat. He's got, so he doesn't have a ton, but there are other things he could grab, probably.
Yeah, I mean, how many things do you want to sack to Tinker? Like 6 or 7 things to sack to your Tinker?
Just to what even about, like, a pity needle, just to stop something and then sack it if you get the Tinker, right? I mean,
yeah. Something a little more otherwise usable. Because Shelley took the Revoker.
Right.
You can take Needle, you can take Sorceress, Spyglass after Needle.
And right now, right, I mean, at this point, he's only tinkering into Ether Searcher.
Ether Searcher into Emrakul.
Right.
Yep.
So,
which is fine.
It's fine, but it tinkers. But if Emrakul's, he needs another target because the Searcher's in his hand.
He needs another target in case the Searcher is in his hand.
He needs a backup. Like, obviously, he would have liked
in his
Blight
hand.
Still.
That's fine.
Right.
Searcher still casts it.
Obviously, he would have liked Blight Still or something, right? But you need a secondary Tinker target at this point.
Right. Maybe
you need a package. You need a Tinker package.
Yeah.
Tinker with my Tinker with a package.
Is Gush castable yet? He needs to read that book a little more.
You got a book out of it.
Crumbling Necropolis for Elaine, the classic Grixis land here.
Yeah.
From Shards of Alara.
Lane's not trying to win fast magic here. This is a fine pick, right? Like, you would think, I don't want to come into play tap land, but this is a heads-up magic on a heads-up drafting on Elaine's part. She knows she's not trying to win fast. She knows she's not doing much turn 1, 2, or 3.
Naveen says, I want a creature that tutors up my Time Vault.
or my Lodestone.
Or my
Painter Servant.
Painter Servant. And here it is, Tribute Mage.
Grindstone.
Grindstone costs 1, right?
Okay, yeah. I always forget.
Kyle picking up Loam for his Knight of the Reliquary Elvish Reclaimer stuff.
Right. So he's got this big map. I'm not loving the payoff yet. I mean, he's still got a lot of picks. Like, payoff is easy to get. So
what payoff for him? Ensnaring Bridge for Karn, okay. That feels like it's going to hurt him more than it hurts anybody else.
Right,
but,
but if you got to have it, you got to have it. It's not bad in the board.
That's true. I mean, but eventually he's got to win the game, right?
Right. And that's what I'm seeing right now, right? Like, I'm not seeing the Crater Hoof, the Super Pigs, or, those type of
right. Yeah, Enraged Forerunners, things like that. Yeah, Ulam. Right. I think he can pick up an Ulamog the Ceaseless Hunger late in the game here.
He's got a lot of tools,
and
a lot of engine, but
he needs to. I mean, I have confidence that he can finish his deck.
I do too. I don't, but he just needs to be thinking about it.
Is Sea Beyond being called in the Sea Beyond? Draw 2. Okay. So
all right, that's something right.
That's a way to get that payoff back in your library. Do you want to know a much worse way? Here's a way worse way. If somebody takes your Sea Beyond, think of Credit Voucher.
Wow. I don't know what to put this up for EDH. It's not bad.
Yeah, it's a sweet commander card. Naveen on delay. Elaine says, I found my way to win the game. And it's
Packrat's funny because Packrat's been drafted a lot, often in kind of reanimator strategies here. It's been discussed a decent amount. Kind of made fun of at times, but
Yes. Pack Rat's real. John Ryan on Chain of Vapor.
solid hate, you know. So in VRD 2, we saw the Chain of Smog Ral
Conduit of Storms,
Right,
yes.
yeah. I kind of forgot that existed until Chain of Vapor. 'Cause Chain of Vapor was also in that deck.
Chain of Smog, Ral Conduit of Storms is a 2-card combo.
So Wormcoil Engine and Brandon, just kind of like, hey,
Yep.
I just want a big dude.
And that's exactly what you were talking about earlier with his big mana payoffs, right?
Right.
This is what he's workshopping into, right?
Right.
Cards like Walking Ballista, cards like Wormcoil Engine, that's what he's here to do. Shelley picks up Needle, as we predicted earlier. Dan on Dovin's Veto.
Yeah, still
Great counter magic.
Very, very set in his, I'm going to control the game,
Yep.
and then I'm going to cast these 2 cards, and I'm going to win. You know?
We may see him pick up Dovin Hand of Control.
Yeah, I mean, Dovin Hand Control would be good in Shelley's deck, in Dan's deck, or in Elaine's deck. Like, all of those. Actually, there's like a lot of decks that card would be good here.
We could see Brandon pick up New Heliod, but I'm not sure he needs it.
Yeah, I mean, he's got the mana for it.
It's true.
He's not any white yet, but it's not horrible.
Yeah, he has white fetches. He can play planes. Vince picking up Pyretic and Desperate Rituals for you.
His little... Like,
Mahara
he told us what he's
Storm
going to do.
aficionados,
You know,
yep.
He's got some backward storm stuff he's going to do, and...
Backward Storm, along with Indomitable Creativity. I hope Elaine grabs Counter Wall. Yeah, Negate has not gone yet. Dovin's Veto.
We've been talking about Negate since Pack 1. Like, can someone, exclamation point, check pick on Negate for me? Because it goes really early.
Yeah, Negate goes earlier than this usually. But it has been forgotten today.
Yeah, so
Round 20 on average, okay.
So
yeah,
we're still 13 behind, you know. But I mean, but look where C went. C went 24. I mean, 25. Come on.
Dan picking up Disallow. Okay.
So it's a little both half counter spell, half
Stifle. Yep. I might have picked up Negate before I picked up Disallow here, but Witch Allow. Thank you. Much love. Although he does have Dovin's Veto already. Right. You didn't do it for Witch Member, so I didn't expect it for Witch Allow.
So we got Void.
Leyline of the Void for Brandon. You know, maybe he's looking to fade that helm.
He did. I mean, last time in all his random combos, he had Servant Grindstone. You know,
that's right.
So some random 2-card money in his Divert.
This is a card I love.
You beat Elaine with this card.
I beat Elaine with this card, and it was glorious. And she'll never forget, and I'll never let her.
And we were her only 2 losses.
Yes, that's right. And now look where we are.
Yeah, exactly. Move to the booth where we need to be.
Yep, we've been put out to pasture, as is appropriate.
Old men in the room, we're done.
So old. Yeah, Divert's a great card.
Except for Eric's nowhere near as old as me.
I'm not as old as you, but contextually,
like
I'm still pretty old.
Like you and Dan Stevens, like you're both.
I'm contextually old.
Force of Black.
That, of course, is Force of Despair.
Yeah, that's a wicked good card.
Great card. Oh, how many Arcane Savants did you put into play this turn? Force of Despair.
Right. Go for that.
Get him.
Get him.
Oh, what did you show and tell him to play this turn? Get him.
Hope it, well, as long as it wasn't Blightstone.
Right. But it gets Evercool.
So you got the first key.
Have we talked about the playoff rules yet? No.
We have not.
Okay, so here's how the standings work in this format. Top 4 make prize, and prizes is a thing something we'll talk about later. But if there are ties, we only care about match record. There's no tiebreakers built into the standings. The only way to break a tie is via a 1-game pre-board playoff. So no sideboard cards enter into the thing. It's a 1-game playoff to break the tie. And so
if we have a 3-way tie, we'll figure it out.
we'll do a round robin, and then we'll hope
there's still not a tie.
It doesn't come out the bad way. Which is, what, a 50-50 chance of happening mathematically, I think? Something like that.
So Defense Grid...
25% maybe. But Defense Grid, a great card. But yeah, so that's how we're going to do the tiebreakers. And so when I say not sideboarded games, everybody's going to have to bold the cards.
Put them in a tree!
Ooh, yes, Song of the Dryads. Kyle says, I want to be able to take any permanent and make it irrelevant.
Right. So at one of my local stores where I play a lot of Commander, there's a whole lot of Imprisoned in the Moon.
Yes.
And every time it happens, someone goes, "Put her in the moon!"
That's very good.
So I had a deck with Song of the Dryad, Darkstone Mutation, and Put Her in the Moon. Like all of them. Oh.
I built a Tuvasa deck recently that all of the enchantments are auras that you put on your opponent's cards.
Nice.
And it has all those cards in it,
So,
along with like Lignify.
Jaster Rogue figured out a really funny combo actually, or we might have found it online. I don't remember, but the new bad Put Her in the Moon that takes a creature and turns it into basically takes a thing, makes it an enchantment, but if it's a creature, it doesn't have
One
power.
with the stars.
Right.
Yep.
You put that on a Devoted Druid, and you have infinite mana.
Yes, you do.
Because it won't die to the -1/-1
Oh, I guess I'll
counters.
just put a -1/-1 counter on this enchantment.
Yeah.
That's not a creature.
Over and over and over again. So you drop it on Devoted Druid. You drop turn 2 Devoted Druid, turn 3 that thing.
Love it.
Infinite mana.
Naveen paying off his Isochron Scepter pick from a million years ago with Dramatic Reversal.
Yeah, I thought you'd like that hype. That's pretty funny.
Yeah, it's wonderful to see that one of the playtest cards from Mystery Boosters became a real card.
Right.
What is it? Enchantment Ties or something?
Yeah.
And then somebody broke it. That's sweet. I love that. Combos are great.
So yeah, the Scepter pick, I like the Scepter for Naveen here. Naveen's got a lot of stuff can put on that Scepter. Obviously Reversal being the big one.
Yeah, Dramatic Scepter's great, but of course he can just put Mana Drain on that Scepter, Counterspell on that Scepter, and go to town.
Right. I've lost a Counterspell on a Scepter.
I mean, delay on a Scepter, you can still do it.
Oh, God.
Still works.
Nice little Blood Crypt, man.
Elaine picking up the Blood Crypt that I thought she would take
earlier,
20 picks ago.
Long through the breach.
John Ryan says, I want another way to get Emrakul in play.
So
or
I expect a
Searcher.
more big targets from John Ryan here towards the end.
I think so. Brennan pays off the Helm for ley lines. Combos are great.
All that jazz. So that Enlightened. What's that Enlightened really getting?
Enlightened Tour, yeah, what is
Dampening
Shelley
Sphere,
getting
Noble
with that?
Rod, Deafening Silence. Just a lot of hate cards.
Stasis
Eidolon
Snare.
Rhetoric. Stasis. What? Isn't that like an O-ring?
It's a flash O-ring for creatures only.
Okay.
So flash is what really puts this one over the
Flash
top.
is solid. That's there's not a lot of enchantment removal, right?
Yeah.
I mean, and O-ring in this format is just not bad because there's not a lot of enchantment removal.
But Stasis Snare having flash is
there's
really
a
what does
whole
it.
lot of artifact hate. There's not a whole lot of enchantment.
But exactly. If I Stasis Snare your big payoff creature, what are you gonna do about it? Realistically,
and it comes into play, so it can come out something like a show and tell.
Yeah.
Can short open enchantments?
Yes.
Okay.
Not Planeswalkers.
Not Planeswalkers, right?
Dan picking up the negate says, "This is still here. I guess I'll take it." E-Tutor gets Clamp a lot. Yep.
Yeah, that makes sense. And a couple creatures, right? I mean, E-Tutor can pick up Spirit of the Labyrinth or Eidolon of Rhetoric.
That's true. Yeah, there's some enchantment creatures that he can pick up.
Right.
And if he does pick up Eidolon of Obstruction, that's
Right.
an enchantment as well. I was like, is that an enchantment? And I was like, wait a minute, it has the word Eidolon in its name. Of course it is.
Save us, Eidolon Kenobi, your only hope.
Vince picking up that Perforos God of the Forge, doing exactly what he said he would in our interview here.
OG Perforos. And people are laughing at him, as rightfully as Elaine's crying on camera.
Elaine is deceased.
Yeah.
And Vince says, well,
Vince
hang
is
on, I
bragging
also
about-
want Empty the Warrens here.
Yeah.
So, if I were giving out superlatives awards for this draft, I would give Vince an award that I, in my heart, like to call 7-0 or 07. Because it's going to be one of them.
I'll second that motion, right? Yeah, that's the... What are we doing? Vintage Shaper Savant!
Venture Shaper Savant is here,
card.
unfortunately separated from its best friend Caracas.
Yeah.
But still a solid card.
Yeah,
And,
there's a few cards that are I don't think close enough for VRD that I think that I love. I'm a big Crystal Shard fan.
Oh, I love Crystal Shard.
Right.
What a fantastic card.
There was a card I actually I definitely not VRD, and I wish it used to be a Commander staple, but I realized I have not seen it in years, and that is Tradewind Riders.
Tradewind Rider.
Right.
Erratic Portal, another
Yeah.
card on a similar
Yeah,
vein.
like Tradewind Rider used to be so phenomenal
Yes.
in Commander, and now it's just like, oh, it so feels outclassed.
Just ain't nothing.
You don't even see Tidespout Tyrant that much anymore.
No.
Though we have seen Tidespout Tyrant in VRD for
Yes.
Reanimator targets, right?
Yes, I've
Like,
seen Tidespout Tyrant in this format. I think
Yeah.
Naveen got me with Tidespout Tyrant in VRD too. if I
Yeah,
recall
he had
correctly.
it for Reanimator. All right.
We like to talk about our glory days in VRD
So
too.
that's all we know. You know. I got a glory day, and then I got a day, and
More
then
of a gory day, right?
I
Yeah.
had a glory day, and
So what's Shelly picking? Shelly picking up Suppression Field. I love this
I
card.
love this card so much. I mentioned earlier when talking about Old Extended that I would turn one this. I would use Mox Opal or Mox whichever one it was, the one that you
Chrome.
imprint a card, Chrome Mox, and turn one Suppression Field to shut down people's fetches and stuff. Card's good.
John Ryan says, "Well, I already have Dig Through Time. What about its Fires of Invention, friend, drawn from dreams?"
Batterskull. That's
Oh yeah, Batterskull for Brandon. I don't like it. It's not big enough.
well, and then like
He needs
I
to
was
go
going to
bigger.
say like you could turn a token for a Sahili into a Batterskull, but then you got to pay to equip it still. So that's,
Yeah, who cares? You have a germ. Like you get the germ. It costs 1,000 mana to equip the dang thing.
Maybe he should have got some sleep last night.
Sucking runes for Elaine, really doing what we were talking about earlier with
this
those
is why
filters.
why Elaine's always near the top, right?
Yes.
It's not just about smart picks and good play, which are definitely there, right? It's Elaine really sees the total picture.
She's
At
building
this point,
a deck.
right. At this point, she knows that like I can draft other really, really good cards that do amazing things.
Elaine can see the Magic Online interface in
Right.
front of her, and she can see
Right.
her deck building out.
Right.
And I think a lot of people, I just see the spreadsheet. Elaine can see her deck in her
Right.
mind, and that's huge.
So like all these land picks right here, they just show that like she knows at this point. She's like, look, my deck does things. I can draft big things. I can draft things that are splashy, things that are sexy.
Yep.
But I can't do those things, right? That consistency
Yeah.
we were talking about earlier. That even in her someone drove racers.
Naveen has picked Invoke Prejudice, a card I will not show on the camera. I will not put that card on stream. I refuse. You can look it up yourself.
I still think that Wizards need to reprint that card without all that garbage. And,
I agree.
Yeah,
I
just
think
reprint. It's probably on the reserve list, but
I think so, but
just reprint the stupid card.
take it off the reserve
Take it
list.
off the
Nobody
reserve
cares.
for that card, get rid of the art, get rid of the, it's a bunch of crap.
Get rid of that artist's work on that card because nobody wants to see it.
Drown the Walk, good pick, good card.
A card Elaine almost picked earlier.
Yeah, it will, anything past like turn 3 or 4, she's got the fetches, it'll be pretty solid, right? Inkwell, now there's another big...
Another big payoff, another
there we go.
big creature for John Ryan
Just
to
really hard to deal with.
to put on the battlefield. Not what he wants to send through the breach, but certainly a tinker target.
He
that
can't
can live
hardcast
with.
it, but you know what I wouldn't mind seeing from John Ryan? I wouldn't mind seeing Sphinx of
Sphinx
the
the Steel Wind, yes. Sphinx the Steel Wind, really hard to deal with.
Taiga, you're the girl that I never had, and I want to get to know you better. If for my old folks in the room, that's a little ABC, another bad creation.
I
for you.
like that.
Oh, so we got another payoff, conscripts. So I tutored some of the other day in a commander game. I built someone of them built him a competitive deck. So I built him the Egg Maker, but Egg Maker combo with Mirror Entity, where you can basically go infinite and win the game.
Oh,
as long as you have a 1/1 counter on the Egg Maker.
Yep.
But I also have a lot of key
activated
combos.
for 0 a bunch.
And they didn't read their Zealous Conscript, so I'm teaching them how to play the different combos in the deck.
Yeah.
And I had a Planeswalker that's getting ready to ultimate, and they could have stole it.
They could. Yeah. They forgot it was any permanent.
They didn't know
Right.
it, and they never do. And then after I pointed it out, they're like, "Oh my god!" So that's always very relevant. One of my favorite other cards in that same vein that I could see, speaking going back to Split Second, would be
Word of Seizing.
Word of Seizing.
Yes.
Where you
What a
split second
card.
steal something, and they
Great
can.
card.
Archmage is, that's phenomenal.
Can we talk about Memnite and Ornithopter from Vincent Brown, the man who has indomitable creativity in his deck, who has just picked 2 0-mana do-nothing.
So I asked him about these. So these very well actually fit into his plan. This came up in the interview, right? He mentioned these cards. So I didn't give him advice. I didn't say anything. But I was like, okay, cool. So you mentioned that you want to cast all these early things, get all these little dorks, use the mana to make a Dominant Cruelty, get your big things out. But you also mentioned that to be able to storm, you're going to get Midnight and Ornithopter. What happens when you hit those? And he said, I cry. That's why he didn't pick some earlier. He wanted to, thought about Rabble Master, but he didn't want to Dominant Cruelty and Rattle Master. And then I said, yeah, but you're going to pick Midnight Ornithopter. And he was like, yeah, I realize
He's
that.
embracing the variants.
Right. So Tomic, good, interesting. I don't think great here. There's no one's not, like, other than, like, the Nissa who run, Beyonce Nissa.
Yeah.
Like, no one's targeting lands that
Nissa.
much. Aura of Silence.
Aura of Silence is a fantastic card. I think this card's great.
One-sided hate that destroys stuff. Yeah.
Yep. Cool Moxes. Pay for them.
Capsize, big mana payback.
Cyclonic Rift, a big mana payback.
We
in the
will
same
see
vein
that
for
Zone
Tunra.
Orb coming pretty sure over there.
Elaine
Crown
Cavs,
Squall,
Counterspell.
someone called that earlier. Tomic does stop Hexmage Depths. Nice.
Yep.
Good job, Jester.
Tomic stops Hexmage Deaths.
So, and it's a 2/3 fire. It's not horrible, right? And there's always some random shenanigans it's going to stop.
It's a good rate for a creature,
Right.
not that that's what you want
Can
in
you...
VRD.
Now, wait. Pull up Tomic again. Does it stop targeting any lands? Or just your opponent's abilities? Can it stop Wasteland?
Tomic says lands on the battlefield and land cards in graveyards can't be the target of spells.
So
or abilities.
they can't Wasteland your lands.
They can't wasteland your lands. They can't use their Crucible.
Right. Okay.
They can't.
Oh,
yeah,
well, Crucible doesn't target.
Your opponents can't play land cards from graveyards.
Okay.
They can't use their Crucible. They can't use their Ramanap.
Like, okay, I'm down with that pick. That's it. I'm down with that.
Yeah. They can use Knight of the Reliquary. They can use...
Right. Back to
Elvish
Racist of the
Reclaimer.
card real quick. That's a bad pick for him, I think. I guess he's pretty much mono blue, though. Never mind. I mean, I was thinking he doesn't have the colors. That's 4 blue mana. But it's a sideboard card. It's pretty brutal against some of the decks, but there's not enough creature decks here that it becomes... Like, that card literally only comes in against Robert and Kyle.
Which one, Invoke?
Yeah, Racist
Yeah.
of the card, right?
Ugh.
Like, and it's 4 blue.
I hope not to see it.
It wrecked my... When Caterberg played it against me in 3, it wrecked my face, but I was in the... I had, 12 creatures. I mean, I was running heavy. So G-Wave, Dryad Arbor, into the north.
Into the north!
That's...
Into the north!
Wait, Dark Depths is a snowland.
Yes, it is.
Okay, there we go.
It sure is. You can put Dark Depths in a blade.
But it only can get Dark Depths.
Has he got...
I don't know if he knows he can't play snow other than Dark Depths.
Has he gotten Sylvan Library? I mean, it's
No.
fine. Sylvan's Crying is a card he should get. Tab for Naveen.
That's good hate.
I like this against
That's
Shelley.
Yeah, that's good hate.
It's a strong card. Mark, can you print Invoke Prejudice with just whatever art you want that's not the original art? Isn't that cool? just anything else.
Right. Just put a picture of some current politician on there.
Hey!
Robert Byrd. I think Bird's dead.
Yeah.
To speak ill of the dead.
No,
Jesse Helms.
When people in the public eye pass, we talk about their legacy.
Exactly.
I think that's okay.
I'm perfectly okay with
As
that.
long as we don't say things that aren't true.
Right.
That's
there's our Fiery Island.
Fiery Island. Okay,
That's-
Elaine moving in on these
Again, Elaine just
modern Horizons lands.
Elaine's got a mental list that's going on here, and
She's so prepared for this.
Yeah.
She's so prepared.
She'll tell herself it's a bad deck. She'll talk about how bad it is. I like Scrap Savant. The card's good. The card was phenomenal for me.
This, of course, being the mono red to ready, not Ingenious Iconoclast.
Right. Which was good for me.
Also a solid card, but this one is what is. Oh, Brandon.
Brandon being Brandon.
Being Brandon making his all caps pick. Stasis. Stasis part of one of my favorite combos that no longer works.
What was that?
Okay, so Wall of Roots, right? You know how Wall of Roots, you put a -0/-1 counter on it, make a green mana.
First time Stasis ever been picked.
Are you sure it's playable? So, Wall of Roots, right?
Right.
So, because of the way Time Vault used to work, where it did something between turns, there used to be a time between turns. And because Wall of Roots' ability is a mana ability, you could activate it between turns. But because it wasn't someone's turn, you could activate it as many times as you wanted.
Interesting.
And because it wasn't a real time, the creature didn't die. But you couldn't do anything with the mana in the between turns time. But if you skip your untap step, the mana would float to your upkeep. And then you would spend all of your mana to put pressure counters on Magma Mind.
Do you see this face down there? You lost me 5 minutes ago. Then
you would sacrifice Magma Mind to kill your opponent.
Alright, so we've got some Rattle Master. We're just going to move on. Moving on from irrelevant old man comments. I thought I was the old man, Levine. Alright, I am not a fan of the dueling ground pick. The Kratos Command of the Dragon Fighter, that fits into what he's trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
It's his deck, right? I don't think they're either great, but whatever for what he's playing.
He's making goblin tokens to activate, to turn on Perforos, and, well, not turn on, but to trigger Perforos, and to sack Indomitable Creativity.
The thing is, it's like, I don't know, with the creativity, how does he, I guess you're not going to play it for more than 5 minutes anyway, right? You only got to hit like 2 or 3 targets. Dueling Grounds is weird.
So Fiery Confluence, I want to talk about Fiery Confluence.
Okay, cool. Talk about Fiery Confluence.
Because Fiery Confluence doesn't hit Planeswalkers anymore.
Did it not to each creature, or to, each opponent language does not hit Planeswalker.
Each opponent language does not hit Planeswalker.
Chandra Bold Pyromancer.
Mm-hmm.
So almost everything that says 2-player now says 2-player or Planeswalker. Her first ability did not errata to target player or Planeswalker. I pulled it up last night.
Yeah, no, this is the Oracle text. It doesn't.
That is the only card I've seen that says to target player.
Wizards of the Coast, you missed an irrelevant card. Yeah, that's odd. But yeah, Fiery Confluence, a little worse.
So if you talk to any of if you're at a GP and talk to any of the big people, see if that was an oversight.
Yeah, it may well be.
Right.
Most likely. Zuranorb finally for Brandon.
Yeah, we knew that was coming. Rector.
Seiju.
I love some Rector.
Yeah.
That's not a good pick there. Here's the problem with Rector in this deck, right? He doesn't have sack outlets.
Mm-mm.
He's not getting a win con with it, right? Rector should get big things that auto win, right? Yeah. He's getting other hate pieces. And if he's playing it like a Rattlesnake, it's a 4-mana Rattlesnake, and he can't really ramp it out that much.
It's a bad one.
But, no one's attacking enough for a Rattlesnake to matter, right?
Yes.
The Rector's or Rattlesnake's great. You're not going to attack me because you don't want me to go get Debtor's Knell or something, just totally asinine that's just going to, lock you out of the game. But, this is not a Rattlesnake format, right? Rector's a powerful, powerful card, but you, at a minimum, got to have a sack outlet for
him. It's not going to pay off for him if he doesn't find a sack outlet.
So we got War Boss over here after Rabblemaster, so, Rabblemaster is a powerful pick. You can protect it. We often have a joke about Rabblemaster math.
Oh, yes.
Which is 1 damage, 4 damage, 6 damage dead.
Yeah, that sounds right.
4, 6 dead.
Now that we're at pick 42, I want to talk about Rabblemaster. I want to remind you folks that right now we're running a giveaway on Twitter. If you head to twitter.com/STLVRD, follow us and retweet our tweet, you could be entered to win at random a revised Demonic Tutor and a Rowan Kenrith Penny Arcade pin. So make sure you head there and do that.
Is that a Pentagram Revised Tutor? Is that still got the Pentagram, or was that post Pentagram?
Revised, he's got it.
Yeah, still got it.
Revised, the Pentagram was still on Unholy Strength as well.
All right, Lotus Cobra solid, Spyglass solid. The End of the North I'm still iffy about, just because I think that should have been Sylvan Scrying, because Sylvan Scrying can get Dark Depths and...
I agree.
I said, I'm not...
He wants to put it right in play and get you. I get that.
I'm not 100% sure, though, that he realizes he can't play Snowlands.
Well, I hope somebody tells him.
Right.
Because he's not getting any Snowlands from Mark, that's for sure.
Right. So Shackles, solid.
Naveen picks up a washout. Just to say, I guess, bounce all your mana creatures, try again.
Hyphenated. I think Rabblemaster's solid, right? In that control deck, right? If you drop Rabblemaster and protect it, it's just there's not a lot of spot removal, right? There's a little more this time because we've got Bolt and Flame Slash. He himself has the path
and swords,
but he has the path.
I think Hyphenated is mostly talking about Rabblemaster.
Oh, yeah. Master. Oh, god.
Yeah, see, there you go.
Oh, okay, cool.
Great card. Just adding math to it.
I didn't catch your pun. You're a very smart man.
146
I'm a very
dead.
mediocre man. 146 dead. Yeah. All right.
There's a lot of shouting going on out there, but we can still see the sheet moving, so that's good.
Yeah. We can see the words moving, colors popping up.
And you can see, by the way, down here that we've got spots for your basic lands, Plains, Island, Swamp, Mountain, Forest. That's because, again, we're going to have the players bold the cards they put in their main decks and type out the number of lands they're playing of each basic land type in the sheet here so that we can show you on stream what their decks are, and that's going to be really cool. And also so that we can know, so that they can remember what they have to deboard into.
Right. So, and then Watergrave still finishing that Elaine play, right? Also coming up, just so you know today, you will not just have to look at Eric and I's Ugly Mug all day. We do have a third. We have Truck Stop Kanye, Jason Thurston is going to be. We're going to be doing a 3-man on this and subbing in and out to give ourselves a break. And so Thurston is here, and he will be subbing in probably even for the first round.
Yeah. So
Wilderness Rec.
Wilderness Reclamation for Brandon. So he's looking to pump up his walking ballista, capsize.
Yeah, capsize. Capsize. Okay.
There's a couple of things, but not.
I'll tell you what,
a ton.
I actually Helm taps to use it though, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Because you can do things and then still untap it and use Helm on your turn, right? Because a lot of people think Helm I have to have Leyline for the combo. I think Helm has value just outside. Just to get
you could
rid
just
of,
activate Helm
at the end of
for a
turn, I'm
large
just activating Helm for 5, right? I'm just.
He's still barreling toward Altar of the Brood Bitter Ordeal with his last couple picks here.
It's coming. Pick 45, Altar of the Brood.
This is a thing.
Angel Juby.
This is a 4-mana one.
A lot of white mana.
Players can't pay life or sacrifice creatures to cast spells or activate abilities. So you can't activate your Gristlebrand.
Yeah.
You can't cast Diabolic Intent.
Rips can still go.
Rip's still available. There's 3 picks left for almost everyone. Burst Lightning for Dan.
Angel's Jubilation obviously really good with Nykthos.
Yeah.
I don't think that's coming.
It's not, because what would he do with it?
Right. I mean, I make a million mana and play some more mana cards. So.
Guttural Response for Vince.
And then Shusher, right? So
and it's Parrot, Vexing Shusher.
Right.
So Guttural Response counters a blue instant. Vexing Shusher
says
your spells can't be countered.
And the Shusher cannot be countered.
So. It can't be countered, and it puts a little nope on your other spells.
Shh. No.
I didn't know that librarians were in red green, but is what it is. Vendilion
That's
Click
why it was vexing. You did not quite know that they were in red green. That's why you're confused. You're like, what is this librarian doing in red green?
It's very vexing.
Why is there a librarian in the wilderness?
I can't believe Vendilion Click hasn't been picked yet.
That's
wild.
I like Dan's deck.
Yeah, I think Dan's deck's real. I think Dan's one of our favorites here. Honestly, his deck's very good. Yeah. And I think
Dan's showing why he's a previous champion. You know.
I hope we see him pick up.
I don't know that I love the conscripts just because it's 5, right? I think a Village Bellringer might have been better if he wanted a 3rd.
Yeah, he may not.
Conscripts has got a lot of flex.
It's got a lot of flex, is the thing.
It does other things, but conscripts off of a show and tell could be hilarious.
Right, and he doesn't have Force of Will, right? Does he have Force of Negation?
No, I don't think he.
Okay.
Or maybe.
Well, okay, but if he does,
he's got Force of Negation.
Okay. Yes, there it is.
Yeah.
So tapping out's a little more excusable for him. But
so Night of Autumn, just solid all around, hate card, nothing.
Yeah, Naveen could pick up Thoughtcast. That's a possibility.
Right. So we're still sitting at 3 Theros cards.
Yeah, Brandon's still thinking. Eidolon of Obstruction has not been picked yet. May, again, go to Shelley. Not having it.
Card.
Breeding Pool. Brandon, picking up that.
Is that? Oh, 9 bits.
Hey, Brushwag! It's absolutely playable. It survived the Great Creature Type update, and it deserves your respect.
Brazen Borrower should be a steal in one of these last picks.
I think I keep saying
Elaine or
Dan. Elaine, Nicol Bolas, Dragon God.
No, don't meme it.
No,
don't meme Elaine. Come on.
You don't need that. It doesn't do anything.
That card bad. Costing 7 million. 5
it's
mana.
An 80 mana card, a 5 mana card.
The triple black. You don't have an Urborg.
It's uncastable. Naveen picking up a much more castable card inside. The Valakut! Valakut's Game Shift! He did it! Yes!
I told you I'd be aroused.
Oh, Dryad of the Elysian Grove is going to show us its stuff today.
Right.
We're going to see if that pays off for him.
It's not.
It's not.
Shh. Hot tip.
If he gets it once.
If he gets it once, I'm all in.
There's no Thassa's Oracle deck today.
Nope, no Oracle.
Unless Brandon goes Altar of the Brood Thassa's Oracle.
Yeah.
Which
Brandon's going to draw a lot of cards.
He's a spicy boy.
But he's also reshuffling his yard, a lot too, so.
Naveen picking up the Kindred Charge before somebody wastes him.
The Dovin Hand of Control.
Dovin Hand of Control,
she's been picking that in the 30s, I think, the low 30s and high 20s. I think she realized no one else is on that card except for me and her. And she's like, I can just take this when I want it.
John Ryan nabs Terminus. Does he have the top, or does Brandon?
Brandon has the top.
Okay. John Ryan sending a message, quite literally, with his Terminus pick. Into the North should definitely be Sylvan Scrying now, 100%.
Yeah.
If Kyle doesn't last pick Sylvan Scrying, Elaine hasn't taken Acid Rain yet.
No.
That's going to be her last pick.
Yeah.
A lot less color hosers than I was anticipating.
Yeah, they definitely went a little less this time. You know, we got Choke, we got Cameo Collector of Tales. It's a good card.
That's not Ultra. That card's name is not Ultra of the Brood. I'm so confused.
So Tameo will be really good against Elaine, right? Like all those discard cards.
Great piece of defensive magic there.
Right.
Shelly picking up a Banisher Priest, looking to fight creatures that somebody has. Muldrifter for Dan. Bold. Interesting. That card's not named Brazen Borrower, so I think it's incorrect.
Right. Yeah.
Not that Vincent's going to take his Brazen Borrower. Vincent's going to take, some meme cards. I don't know what he's going to do here.
I mean, if he's in on this Indomitable Creativity strategy, I think he needs an Indomitable target. Yeah. What about Platinum Empyrean? You know,
Platinum Empyrean and the card that combos with it. What's it called? The 4-mana.
Yeah. Wild, Reckless, something.
Crazy nonsense. Seething Song?
Young Pyro,
interesting. And Torment of Hailfire.
Sure.
It's Torment of Hailfire, but he was close.
Card's good.
Yeah?
I don't know if it does what he wants it to do, but
no.
I mean, he's got a lot of rituals, right? Like, he chains a bunch of rituals into a Torment. Like, that's a party.
His deck is so confusing.
Vince is a confusing guy.
I love him, but his deck makes no sense. He's a lot of fun, though. You can't deny Vince. He's a great dude. Shelldock Isle. I love Shelldock Isle. An unsung cube hero.
This is something.
No, this card's great.
I guess you're going to get under 20 pretty quick.
20 or fewer. You start at 33. The card is unreal.
Yeah, so Shelly's got that thing we were talking about, like all these cards he wants in his deck.
Why doesn't he have Manamorphose? What do we know?
We're not Vince.
We're not in there. We're not in the room. We don't know. It's hard to say.
We're not in the room where it happened. The room where it happened. The room where it happened. I want to be in the room where it happened. This is the room where it happened.
Shelldock's not unsung around here. Yeah, it from what I remember, and this may be myopic of me, but nobody was playing it until Andy Cooperfest started playing in California.
Like OG Ral Zarek?
Well, that's Ral Zarek, right? Zarek. John Ryan picking Overmaster. What does Brandon want Ral Zarek for? What? I don't know. This is just... Wait. Maybe it's just because of how great this guy looks. Look at him. He's great. That's not for anything.
What does Overmaster Dystopia do? I remember Overmaster.
Okay. Overmaster.
I remember the name, I just don't remember what it does.
Makes your next instant sorcery uncounterable.
Okay, alright, that's fine.
Dystopia is a sweet one. And hoses white and green permanents.
Okay.
It's a sweet card.
That's a sweet card.
Cumulative upkeep's a little rough. Ral Zarek do untap time vaults.
That he doesn't have.
He doesn't have. Nope, Naveen, you can't.
Cannot.
Nope. I turned the hair dryer on. You can't. Okay, there we go. We figured it out.
I heard it.
I can hear the hair dryer in here. That's so satisfying.
It's very satisfying to hear the hair dryer.
Yes.
I was like, you can't pick that.
No, it was the Sorcerer's Spyglass.
The Sorcerer's Spyglass.
Right.
Memory Lapse.
The Omen.
And Prismatic Omen.
But again, taking that over there, like, which ones are you jamming in the deck? Now, he does have a lot of cards that go into the board, right? Like, for the carnival. Yeah. But, like...
His deck is overflowing.
His deck is overflowing.
There's too much. So, my guess is...
I don't like this deck anymore.
Yeah,
I don't think he has the payoff for, like, the Raphael.
It really... It took kind of a nosedive.
Right. Like, you've got the big mana, but what are the payoffs other than, like, a Karn, Lattice, same turn? Right? Which is, like, Karn, Lattice, same turn is amazing.
But that can't be the whole thing. He fixated on this Valakut payoff, and that's not actually good. Yeah. So I think based on the votes I saw last, We want this man. We want Brandon.
You do? All right. Where do I go? Do I just sit on
Yeah,
your lap?
yeah, one of us will get up.
Oh,
Yeah, I'll hop up.
Yeah. You can sit on my left though, Brandon.
okay.
I'll hold it.
And I'm gonna deal with the Twitter giveaway.
All right, let me move. Actually, draft's done, so we don't really gotta worry about seeing chat anymore, giving info and feedback.
Yeah.
All right, so we have Brandon. It's spicy. I'm spicy curry with us.
What's going on? All right, do we bring this up
Nope,
here?
these have been fine.
All right, we're good.
Those
All
are
right,
good.
tight.
So Brandon, I thought you might go a little something different, but I think this looks like a very you deck.
Yeah, I didn't. It's not at all the deck I wanted to draft.
What did you want to draft?
So I wanted to kind of stay in Bant.
Okay.
And nobody was drafting white initially.
Right.
I think Vince got the Mox Pearl.
He just took it for being a Mox. Yeah.
Right. And so I was like, okay, I should have kind of recognized that green-blue wasn't a combination people were playing, so I didn't need to like grab the Misty Rainforest and stuff like that as early as I did. I literally had 3 fairy typed in, and then the internet like went down, and I second guessed myself and then deleted it into Misty Rainforest, and that's when everything went to crap. So like, I don't know that I'm gonna get a chance to play in this one next time based on the list I currently have. I'd have to get pretty fortunate, I think.
So I mean, but you got a lot of very you things here, right?
Yeah.
A lot of things that can obviously go right, but a lot of those things require a lot of pieces, right? Like Zernord, Fast Bond, Crucible.
Right. And so I've got, I think, I never picked up Windfall.
Right.
But
you got Wheel.
I've got Wheel, I've got Time Twister, I've got Time Spiral, which I probably won't play.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, it was 2 decks that got mashed together, and so I'll end up playing one of them.
So are the Academy and Workshop, do you think you got enough payoffs for those? Or there's going to be...
Towards the end, I think that I did. The fact that I have, what's it called? Crop rotation.
Right.
Oh my god, I didn't pick Barbarian Ring.
No.
Yeah. So, we'll see how it comes together exactly, but there's a good chance that I don't do the workshop option, but like the deck I wanted to play was a stasis deck.
Okay. And is that what the RAL's kind of for there? For
yeah.
Okay, we were wondering what the RAL was about. And the Wilderness Wreck as well then. Okay, so it's
It's
right.
Just try to get that out fairly quickly.
Okay.
And have, like I've got Tameo there to bring it back if I can't pay it off anymore.
Right. So what about the outcome? Is that going to be...
No.
Okay, I thought that was a weird pick. It felt like it was going to... Like, you didn't have the Moxes you had last time, so I figured it was going to not end up in the deck.
Yeah, that's correct.
I like the Emery. I think, just on a few things even, I think you've got enough to make the Emery worthwhile. And a minimum just filling your yard with for stuff for your Crucible,
Yeah.
So the Emery feels good. Nissa, who runs the world, she just can win on her own. Oko.
Yeah.
And you got a lot of cards that can just win on their own, right? A lot of cards that can just either ramp you up ridiculous like Nissa or just like Oko, which can just shut down a lot of other things you're doing.
Yeah.
All right. So what deck outside of yours what are the 2 decks you think are the best? What are you liking?
Roberts will beat me every game I play him.
Okay. Do you think it'll win outside of you? Or
Yeah.
You think it's a pretty good deck?
I do. I think because you tried doing the.
I was more combo.
You had the combo. It was Vince who tried doing the Hate Bears thing.
This is definitely more Hate Bears than Robert did.
Right.
Vince did.
Yeah, and I think the choices he made on the Hate Bears were a little bit more well-rounded. Okay. But I think that's very good.
There was a lot of questions about that, so it's interesting. So
yeah.
It wasn't necessarily a favorite.
Vince is going to be fun to watch. Naveen always does very sneaky stuff.
Right.
And, I think Kyle could go 7-0, or he could go
07.
I think that it's probably too good to go 07, but like he could go 2-5.
Well, I mean, there was something like one thing that we were kind of talking about was like he has all this great early ramp, but other than like Karn Chalice on the same Lattice on the same turn, he doesn't seem to have a lot of payoff for that big ramp, right? like this interesting dryad with the Volca thing, which I actually called as a possibility, and it was funny to see him do it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like Kyle's deck's got a lot, like too many main deck cards right now. Like it's drafting. It feels like one of those problems we talk about a lot with VRD drafters, especially first time, is that you draft a bunch of cards that are going to be in your main deck.
Yeah.
Where that's where Elaine's greatest strength as a drafter is she's drafted a complete deck, and towards the end she's just grabbing lands.
Yeah, no, I mean everything in the deck is just super solid.
Right, and so she knows what's sideboard and she knows what's not. You know. So yeah, I think that's interesting there with Kyle's. I really liked where it started. I don't necessarily like where it went. Like the Into the North's interesting because it gets Dark Depths for sure.
Yeah.
But I don't know if he knows he can't play spell lands outside of Dark Depths. So like why wouldn't he say Sylvan Shrine? So.
Right. Yeah, I think a lot of these decks look very scary. I'm definitely hoping for very fortunate draws.
Okay.
And like I was saying, because I don't know that I'm going to get the chance to come back and play the next one, the plan I had originally was to go into white and run a lot of cards that have suspend.
Okay.
And so I was going to do Ancestral Visions. You see, round 9 is where everything
kind of went off the rails.
Round 9 and 10 is where everything went bad for me. But
Right.
Ancestral Visions, the Lotus Bloom,
Right.
and cards like that, and then just use the Moxes that I drafted in the first 3 rounds to get out, to dump my entire hand and turn 1 balance.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'm typing for Brandon's name here. So this is not Eric. This is Brandon. So thank you on that. I'm a beautiful voice, but I'm not beautiful on the where these things go in the streams. So, but yes, this is Brandon. And all right, well, anything last thing you want to say for a deck before you go in and start marking which ones are going to be your main deck?
I'm really looking forward to it. I think things came together probably for me a little bit better than my mood is telling me that it did. Okay. But
I often find like in various say sealed draft that when I walk away from my sealed draft and I say this deck's amazing, I don't do as well. Yeah. And that when I look, I go, this deck's fine, and I just had 1 or 2 pieces. I think it makes me play tighter, right? Like it makes me focus, and I have to play tighter because I just think the deck's just like God hand. I play like ass. Yeah. But if I'm just like, you know what, this deck's good. Like I like these, but I don't think it's great. There's just 1 or 2 pieces. I always seem to do better with those stacks. Yeah. I tell you what, I am disappointed. No Altar of the Brood. We thought it was coming 45.
No, from 35 on, all of those picks were ones that I had to make.
Right. Yeah. Makes sense. After you explained for the stasis, right? After you explained for the stasis, it makes sense. I get it.
I very much wanted to play Rhystic Study. Right. I very much wanted Barbarian Ring. There's a couple of Planeswalkers, like Nissa Steward of Elements, that I thought would be pretty helpful. Like Hydroid Krasis would have been a welcome addition, but like I had to pivot two or 3 times throughout, and this is what I ended up with. So I'm gonna.
I mean, flexibility is key. So
yeah.
All right, man. Well, best of luck with it.
Appreciate it.
Take it down. All right, so that was Brandon. It's spicy. I'm spicy. Curry, and talking about his deck and why we ended up where we are. So we have players that should be. They are putting things together. We're probably pulling the last of cards out. Hopefully, we have our logistics crew in there pulling cards for people. We're going to be clearing the draft space here. So Eric is handling the giveaway. So what I'm going to do at this point is I'm going to take 2 here. I'm going to tag in Jason Thurston. And I'm going to slide this way so y'all can see me a little better. This couch is a little off center. I'm going to tag in Jason Thurston. We will be right back here. Let's see. I have get my stream deck. And we will be right back here in, let's say, 5 minutes.